Ask Nigel Adkins what would constitute success for Hull City over the next 9 months and you can almost see the cogs whirring beneath that crop of silver hair. Should he talk up promotion chances and become a hostage to fortune, or play them down and risk making ambition an unwelcome guest at the KCOM Stadium? In the end, in keeping with his character, Adkins settles upon a measured response. A return to the Premier League might not be possible this season, but it has to be the target so long as he is in charge of the Tigers. It would be sensible to keep a lid on expectations, said Adkins. I'm ambitious and I want this to be an ambitious football club, but first, can we get the foundations in place? Can we have sustainability and stability as a football club? We need to manage the financial changes that will come. You might not like it, but you have to understand it. Maybe then we can be knocking on the door at the top end and challenging for the playoffs on a consistent basis. Hull City head coach Nigel Adkins applauds fans following the draw with Newcastle United. Adkins is in charge of a club no longer quite so sure of its place on English football's ladder. Having spent 3 of the previous 5 campaigns in the Premier League, they should surely be starting this term aiming to get back there. Last season's final position of 18th, however, might suggest their first goal is to ensure League One is avoided once more. One thing abundantly clear is that City are no longer a championship heavyweight. Most of the high-profile names and big earners have moved on, leaving Adkins in need of something special if the Tigers are to challenge for a promotion that few, if any, supporters expect. I'd like to think we know what we are doing, said Adkins. Our track record suggests we can get promoted from this division and produce young, talented players. We just need a bit of time to be able to do that. Look at teams last year and use Preston or Millwall as an example. They were teams pushing those playoff positions until the end. The playoffs give everyone an opportunity. From our point of view, we were down the bottom last year and we need to address why, but if we can all come together and do the right things, then it'll help us improve. We live in a world where everyone wants to be negative. Sometimes it's just nice to just come to games and enjoy yourself. Hull City head coach Nigel Adkins, image, focus, but there's the rub. City have ceased to become an enjoyable club to follow, one that is divided by rancor and unrest. The Alam family might have made baby steps back towards the middle ground in the last 12 months, but in the eyes of some supporters, the club's owners remain the greatest problem. Steve Bruce used to joke he could give Kovianen a run for his money when it came to keeping the peace, and now that challenge belongs to Adkins. Winning games of football helps, but I'd like to think the supporters can see I want Hull City to do well, added City's head coach. Supporters want to see a team that'll work hard and have that passion. I know the issues are still there, but I can't control that. I'm trying to put a team out who the fans can get behind. Hull City fans watch on at the KCOM Stadium, image, focus. There's one song that they like to sing, we want Alam out, but I can't stop that. I just want to engage and be a team that's with supporters. We're trying to do the best for the football club because it'll always be here. To pretend all is rosy in the City garden would be naive. A tired supporter base has witnessed just 20 league victories in the last 2 seasons, and back-to-back relegation battles have not made for easy viewing. The hope is that a successful escape last term can be the springboard for improved fortunes in 2018-19. Adkins, who succeeded Leonid Slutsky in December, might have had his dark moments, such as Bolton and Sunderland away, but some of the highest depicted a team slowly starting to find an identity. Kamil Grosicki confirms Hull City pre-season return with social media post. Another summer overhaul threatens to trample on that, but Adkins knows what he wants to see from his new-look squad between now and May 5th. The championship is a tough division, he said. It's relentless in its nature. You've got to have that mindset where you have to work hard because there's no easy games. That's important. You need a togetherness about yourself and a group of players and staff who are willing to work for each other. You also need a group of supporters who are going to get right behind the team during the difficult periods in a game and a season. You need a combination of strengths within your squad. You need players who are athletic and quick, technically good, robust. And can they be warriors? Hull City boss Nigel Adkins chats with Reece Burke after the pre-season friendly match against Rockdale. Image, focus. It's important to know that teams who are successful are the ones who are consistent in their team selection each week. Can we also have 6 big players who are a threat from set plays? I've always been an advocate of that. You see, in the World Cup, the percentage of goals scored from set plays was very high. You also have to defend them against physically big players. You also need goal scorers and leaders. You also need a few mavericks that will excite supporters. And an identity of how you want to play, but also have a plan B, a plan C and a plan D during the course of a game. And Adkins ought to know. He was in charge of a Southampton side that finished runners-up in 2011-12, cementing a place in the top flight his former club still holds today. It takes time, he added. You can't click your fingers or wave a magic wand. I inherited a team in December and it takes time to put training methods into place. I'd like to think we did a good job in addressing the position we were in the division. Hence why I wanted most of our signings in early this season. I want us to be back in the Premier League, but the Championship is a great division. Hull City head coach Nigel Adkins. Image, focus. The club has come through one of its most successful periods in the club's history, but having come down from the Premier League and stayed in the Championship, I'd like to think we can have foundations in place for the future. I'd like to get promoted straight away, but that might not be the case. You have to be realistic, because the competition is so strong. Our budget won't be like several in the division, but we're trying to build for the future now. Get the Hull Live app. It's completely free and features all the latest news, sport and what's on information. You can download it for iPhone and iPad from Apple's App Store, or get the Android version from Google Play.